We're taking a picture?
Not video, I think.
Today I'm going to teach you how to make fried rice. There are many kinds of fried rice, but today we're going to concentrate particularly on how to make Thai fried rice. So the first thing before we start off is I'm going to teach you how to say the name in Thai, so that after we're finished, you'll not only know how to make fried rice, but you also know how to say it in Thai. So the name for fried rice in Thai is Khao Phat Gai. Can you say that?
Khao Phat Gai.
Yeah. Khao Phat being fried rice, gai being chicken. So now that we've got that down, let's go ahead and get started. The first thing that we need to do is we need to cook our rice. So, and a good rule of thumb to remember is 3/4 a cup per person. So we'll go ahead and get our rice out, dump our rice in our cup, put the rice in the pan. Okay, now that we've got our rice in our pot, go ahead and put that back. Got that down. All right, and the next thing we need to do is measure our water. And to remember that, I like to do a knuckle over the rice is how much water you're going to need. And I like to do just a smidget more than that just to be safe. Then, once you've got your water in, you're going to put a lid on your pot, put it on the stove, turn your burner on, and let it cook for about 12 to 15 minutes. Okay? While your rice is cooking, we're going to cut up our veggies. And you're going to need a cutting board, a knife, and your veggies. And Thais particularly like to use cabbage, onions, more onions, and cilantro. So let's start with the cabbage. We're going to go in long, thin strokes. Okay, you want to make sure it's nice and fine. I like to go back and cut it just to make sure everything's good, so you get nice small pieces. Okay, once you've got that nice and fine, go ahead and take your onion, make sure it has been washed, and go in thin strokes down the length of the onion. Get that chopped up. Okay, so you should have pieces that look like this. Okay, then we're going to take our white onion and we're going to cut it in strips. Do one knife mark, do another one, and you should have pieces that look like this. Okay, then for the cilantro, I don't have cilantro to show you, but Thais normally they just take the tops off and use that, snip it in little pieces. Then you're going to set your cilantro and your cabbage aside for now. And the next thing that we're going to do is we're going to fry everything together. So, first thing before we get started is you're going to dump your oil into your pan. I like to use olive oil, and Thais use a lot of oil, so the more oil you use, the better. Take your onions, put them in your pan. Put it on the stove and let it fry for a few minutes. Then you're going to take some eggs, crack open into your onions, and I usually say about 1 egg for every 2 people. Then you're going to let that fry, scramble that in with your onions, you're going to let that fry for a few minutes. Once the eggs are slightly done, you're going to take your cooked rice, which has been cooking this whole time, you're going to dump it into your pan, and you're going to let that fry. Then you can take your cabbage and your cilantro. Go ahead and do that. Scoop that in with your rice. And you're going to let all of this fry until your eggs are completely done. Then, while that's frying, you're going to take our favorite sauces, oyster soy sauce, and soy sauce, and I also like to use mushroom soy sauce. You can get that at any Mediterranean or Asian store. I use about 2 tablespoons of each, And you can also add like brown sugar, black pepper to taste. That usually makes it better. Mix everything in until you can no longer see white rice. And once everything has been thoroughly mixed, you're pretty much finished. You can add cucumbers and tomatoes alongside of the plate for decoration, and you have a plate of cow cut. Any questions?
Let's make some.